Today on Garage Noise, I'll share with you my step-by-step formula to masking off a vehicle before you paint. Whether you're doing a spot repair, multiple panels, or an entire restoration project, these techniques are all going to be the same and help you become more efficient for better results. Once your project has been prepared for paint, now you're ready for the masking. But the first step in this process is going to be to clean this panel. Now you can use wax and grease remover. I'm using spray away glass cleaner to clean the outside of this. But we want to make sure all the contaminants are removed from this panel. Not only on the outside, we need to mask off the jambs, so we're going to clean the inside of this door jamb as well. The door jambs always seem to get the most oils and contaminants. Now, I like to use isopropyl alcohol for this. It really cuts through those oils and it'll clean it. It dries quickly so you can tape it right after you're done. I always start off masking with the doors open from the inside out, whether you're doing a full restoration paint job or doing a couple of doors. You want to open up the doors and we want to mask from the inside out, from the back to the front. So if you're doing a back door, mask that first and then do the front door. The first step is we're going to back tape these door jambs. So we're going to go around the perimeter of the door and we're going to back tape that edge of this door. To back tape the perimeter of the door, you want to use a little larger tape. I'm using 1.5 inches here, but you can use 2 inch. And then I'll just start at the top and I'll just line the side of this door with the adhesive side out. Once we've back taped the perimeter of this door, now we're able to shut it against the body and it'll create a barrier from overspray getting inside the car. We can tape it down to the rest of the body, run a piece of tape down the edge, and that'll tape it to the body and keep it in place. There's no latch in this door, so this will actually hold the door shut as well. This is the same back taping process you would use if you're doing an overall paint job or a restoration project. Maybe you had parts removed like a trunk or a door and you need to mask off that opening. You would back tape all those openings and then mask off the rest of the vehicle. But let's go ahead and finish up the perimeter of this door and then we'll move on to the next step. Before I shut this door and tape it down, I'm going to go ahead and tape off this window opening. We're going to back tape it just like we did with the perimeter of this door. I'm going to pull off a piece of tape and then I'm going to stick it on the back side of this door so we don't get any overspray inside that door or into the cab. Because the glass has been removed, we need to create some support for our masking paper. So I'm going to go ahead and tape from the top edge to the bottom edge, and then I'll do it from the front of the door to the back of the door to create a kind of structure to support that masking paper. You can use this technique if you're doing a restoration project and you have your doors or your trunk removed, or maybe your hood even. You can create a framework inside your door jamb and then mask that off with masking paper or inside your trunk. Now, you could also use plastic in those areas. So if you back tape that opening, you could lay plastic over it and then just cut out that plastic. And now you've got a nice tight seal. But you do want to make sure your paper is tight or your plastic is tight. Plastic tends to blow around a little bit more than paper. So you have to make that decision for yourself. But this would be a good technique to use in those situations. Okay, so now that I've got the perimeter all taped up and the window opening, we're going to go ahead and tape it down to the body of the vehicle. And basically, we're just shutting the door, letting that tape overlap the body of the vehicle, and then we're taking 1.5 inch tape and taping it down to the body. Now it's firm and in place. There's no possibility that overspray can get inside this vehicle. This is a good time to inspect the perimeter of your vehicle, the edge of the door, and make sure that tape is not up against that edge. You want that edge free and clear so you can get clear and paint on those edges. Now I'll mask off this window, and basically I want to get a brand new razor blade. I apply a piece of paper over it and then I cut it out to shape. And then I'll go around it with 1.5 inch tape and secure it to the framework that I created. Now we'll be covering the rest of the vehicle with plastic. I'm using this plastic sheeting here. I picked this up at O'Reilly's, but you can get it on Amazon. I have links in my description if you're interested in. This will save you a lot of time and headaches. It's treated plastic that'll keep that paint from peeling off and getting into your finish. We've covered the vehicle with plastic, and before we secure this plastic and tighten it down, because we want really tight plastic, we're going to cut out the area that we're painting. So I'm going around with a brand new razor blade, sharp razor blade. I'll remove that plastic, and Darius is going to go back around and tape it down with 1.5" tape and secure it to the body of the vehicle. When masking off the lower edge of this vehicle, I like to use masking paper. It's firmer than plastic. It doesn't flop around. Now, I use 18-inch, and we just put a piece of paper at the bottom and secure it. Now it's time to tighten up this plastic. All I do for this is I pull the plastic tight towards the center of the vehicle, and then we'll tape it and secure it down. This is going to eliminate all those wrinkles and where dust can land and your air can blow dust off of the plastic into your paint job. So I'll tighten up the back here as well, and then I'll go on to the other side and secure the other side as well, because we're painting both doors on this truck. For painting multiple doors, you might want to consider using foam masking tape. This is foam masking tape. It has adhesive on one side of it, and then you can apply it inside your door jambs on the body of the vehicle, and then shut your door on it, and that'll eliminate overspray from getting inside your vehicle. Works really easy. The thing to remember on this is when you're applying it to your panel, you don't want to pull or stretch it. It works really well to fill holes that are hard to mask off. Here's an example of how it's used on a door jamb. You just lay it in the edge of that jamb, and then you're able to shut the door on it. Eliminates overspray. Very easy to use. The one key is you don't want to pull or stretch it. Just lay it in there firmly and make sure it's adhering properly. And this is a good reason why you want to make sure your door jambs are clean. Here I use it to fill some holes on the door handles, and I just roll it up on itself with the adhesive side out, and then I can stick it in there and it will hold in that hole. Very simple and easy to use, and it comes in really handy in certain situations. And if you're interested, I do have a link to this product down in the description. Wheel openings can be a little bit awkward and frustrating to mask off. The best way I found is you want to make sure that fender is clean on the inside. If you have any contaminants in there and that tape is not sticking, it's going to be real frustrating. So I remove the fender liner, and then I clean that really well, and then I'll lay a piece of 1.5" tape around that edge, taping it to the fender with the adhesive side out, and then I'll run another piece of 1.5" tape on the edge of that tape. That gives me a large area of tape that I can put my plastic to or my masking paper. For tips and techniques on how to paint your vehicle, click on one of these videos now. I appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time on Garage Noise.